and welcome to the Michael Morgan Show. We have with us today Mr. Dave Sylvester, a community activist, a security personnel, and advisor. Welcome to the show, Mr. Sylvester.
Welcome. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome. It's an honor to be here. As usual, we camera shy, so we can go show off too much.
Well, the last show, you was camera shy.
Still camera shy.
I'm hoping that we could improve the shyness today.
Yeah, you survive.
Today show, we would want to highlight the various issues of the community. Right? This podcast is basically centered on issues that is affecting our community and adjoining community. And we want to highlight certain issues that we believe that the government and ministries and the powers that be, the political directorate, can pay some attention to enhance our community and make it a more perfect, a more successful community where people would be proud of being residents. And the whole question of decanting, the whole question of shipping us away from our community would be a thing of the past. So today we'll be highlighting the various projects that will be appealing for support from the Ministry of Youth and Development and National Service. That particular ministry is run by Mr. Forster Cummins, and we understand that it is a very successful, they have some successful program with the youths in agriculture and other type of programs that will be enhancing their lives. All right? But somehow in East Port of Spain, it seemed to be lacking. In Mova with, what is the minister in Mova name? The Rastaman? Not Hines, the next gentleman.
Not Scotland. I forgot his name, yes?
All right, but the viewers would know who is at AGC. He's doing wonderful work in AGC. And I want to report that news coming to our desk is that he's very assisting, he's very useful with the youths in Mova, and he's doing wonderful work pertaining to assisting them with the YAP program. They have a lot of people participating, they get land, they get house and so on with the program where the Ministry of Youth is carrying on right now. So I want to take it to Mr. Sylvester as to what you could say in terms of that program.
Yeah, well, I want to congratulate the minister for his heavy contribution he's making with the youth and the program he's pushing among the youth, trying to get the community more active and involved with the sports and everything. Yes, I have to side with him, but we need to help him expand on those programs.
And who is the minister you're referring to, Mr.?
As we call him the Rastaman, we just call him the Rastaman. But he's really a people kind of person too. He's something like you, Mr. Morgan.
His name is the Rastaman in Mova.
I can't remember his name, boy. His name is
Leon.
Mr. Leon. Yeah,
all right?
Yeah.
He's doing wonderful work.
Yeah.
All right, and I would say credos and a round of applause for Mr. Leon. All right. We would like to say the same to our MP, Mr.
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Right. We really need him to encourage him to sort of
be more mindful,
a more meaningful work with the youth and the community. Yeah. All right. The other areas we want to highlight is community development and sports and community development. All right? Mm-hmm. That is a ministry that is really needing in our community in terms of community development. Mm-hmm. And why we are saying that is because we want to highlight to the public a petition that is currently taking place with the Duncan Street
Community
community, where there was 2 buildings that was burned down sometime in 2014. It was rebuilt around that time. One of the building was to go to the community, and one was to go to a community, a police post due to the crime in the area. The police, however, take the 2 buildings. So the community is there to suffer with no building where community development could come in and offer service, because a community really need the support of community development and other programs. Now the police have their community police youth club. Right?
They do a lot of work in that
area. They do a lot of work in the police youth club, but there is several other aspects of the community that need to be highlighted. And what we are saying, the petition is centered around various constituents asking back for their building. We could have joint activities within because they could bring in their police youth club, they could bring in programs where our single mothers could learn to cook and learn to provide catering, learn to do a number of different work, right? That will enhance their life. Agro-processing, all right, is something that they could sell, produce, and be entrepreneurs. Okay?
Correct.
So we want the TTPS to consider that the building that was to go to the community, if there would be a petition that going as far as the Prime Minister, the police commissioner, community development, and all these ministries would be getting a copy of that petition. I believe thousands of dollars could be put into the refurbishment of one of the buildings to ensure that the community is better served by outfitting them with the necessary trade, the necessary infrastructure, that they could be a better community. Instead of what they have, what the idea is that all these people, the place is supposed to break down. So I guess this police station and this new building that they build will be breaking down as well.
It is needed. It must have a meeting place. It must have a place of meet. And that building on the Duncan there is one of the ideal structurally placed so the communities could gather and receive the benefits that is coming down from the ministry, the NGOs, and so they need to have a meeting how they need to get back that building. As Mr. Morgan, I agree with you and I want to enhance it. The petition is a big asset and it will work. You understand?
Well, that is the intention.
Yeah, we need to get the petition off and running maximum.
Right. That is the intention of the residents of the area.
Yeah.
They will be coming up in arms with these different. The petition will be forwarded to the Prime Minister.
Right.
And from his office, we hoping that he could give some good advice, or he could give some directive as to what support
could be given
bared towards that. I see we have to take a break because we have to pay some bills.
Of course, must be.
Before the break, we were talking in terms of the petition that we will be going forward with. The members of the community, in fact, will be going forward with concerned citizens, that is, surrounding areas will be lending the support, because what affects one will be affecting many others. So we have several organizations that would be lending the support, like the Akasa All-Star Sports and Cultural Club, right? That these is adjoining communities We also will be having the Spree Simon, the Ethiopian Church, Orthodox Church, all right, residents of East Port of Spain, residents of Duncan Street, residents of St. Paul Street, as well as Grow. Now, these activities would also be highlighting a program, an agricultural program, which is rearing tilapia fish, and at the end of this program, that which will be starting on the 17th, a 4 days course that residents and these organizations will be participating in, and they, of course, would be lending their support towards the petition as well, because we need institutions as community centers and facilities like that to more or less embark on programs that could develop the community. So I want to take a pause for Mr. Sylvester to give his view in terms of what we have just mentioned.
I just wanted to highlight the community itself, the people who actually putting up the fight for the center and the building. Get your ladies to come out. Get the women of the community to come out. Women are superpower. You know what I'm saying? The more women you have within your fight at this time, it's going to be a big asset. Right? That is what we super secret. I just give all you a casa super secret for winning many battles and getting things done for the community. Get your women to come out and support.
And I just want to reiterate like I'm talking bad language. I want to reiterate the whole importance of these training programs that we will be embarking on. Now, we mentioned the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service. That is a ministry that is doing similar work to educate and to empower the youths in the nation. And when we gather all these communities, residents of these communities, as far as Carnage, as far as Diego Martin, as far as in and around East Port of Spain.
Because Europe have a couple of antibody
right.
She's end up on theater. They have a couple of group attached to them too.
Yeah.
That do community
So
fights.
what we are embarking on is to empower the grassroots organization and residents of the community to learn something, because we believe that feeding ourselves, going into agriculture and learning a skill would enable us to go into small cottage industries like agro-processing, making things with our hands, and producing things as entrepreneurs so that we can sell to the different groceries, the different stores, and earning an income. All right? So we would like the government to pay close attention, to lend their support towards this initiative. All right? So we would be starting the program on the 17th, as I said, is a 4 days course run by the Ministry of Agriculture, as well as several. It will be coming off at that date. It's a 4 days course. Okay? So different areas will be starting up with this type of initiative, and we surely expect it to be a success.
My fact, it will be Mr. Morgan. You understand? Because the type of incentive and the people are seeing behind the program itself, but mainly one of the people is you, Mr. Morgan, and Mr. Sennett. But advocates like you two guys, it will be a success. You understand? No, people might say are kind of foresighted, but they see things they can see and the things they can't see. You understand? But I wanted to say we need to get in more other programs besides the agriculture. We need to get in clothes making and all this seamstress and all this type of thing, because we are coming into a time when these things will be necessary. It's all the technology we have now. There's going to be a time we're going to have to go back to the past and use some old technique, like handcraft and all these
Well, I
things.
fully much agree with what you're saying, Mr. Sylvester, because the intention is not only to be in agriculture. Agriculture is just a start where we'll be using, because we know that we have to feed ourselves,
Yeah,
and
much
we have
as
to
a must,
embark
yeah.
on healthy
Healthy
food. Okay? Instead of the average food with chemical and these type of things. Right? But there will be handcraft, there would be various entrepreneurial programs, and obviously it is a start for us to go, but we need the support of the various ministry and the government, the MPs as well, because to my mind, some MPs tend not to be all that supportive of the community.
That's
they
a fact.
tend to
That's
be
a fact.
fighting members who tend to sort of have an independent view. All in all, is to improve the well-being of the community, but yet still the MPs tend to have a different viewpoint because he didn't come up with the idea. And even if he come up with the idea, it doesn't be long-lived because of the fact that he has heart and soul not into the development of the community.
That is absolutely
So
true.
if it is that the MPs could see it necessary to value these NGOs and civil society and pan theatre and church initiative and so on, I am of the view that it will be for the benefit of the community.
Yeah, in the short-term sense and the long-term sense, because
Right?
and the argument is, what I don't like about some of the ministry's argument is that fundings. You know what I mean? They look to put out the fundings that could benefit the ministry of itself. We want the fundings to come to us, the people, not just the people they think should have the fundings. Put the fundings into the project that is meaningful. Agroagriculture, home economics and basics.
Yes,
you know
yes,
what I'm saying? And I want we to get into more the growing greenhouse growing, because
Well, all of that would be part and parcel of this program.
but they always keep a dumb argument, finance. They always use finance as an argument, but they need to get in and get on
if
board.
the
They need
people
to get
is
on
fully
board.
mobilized,
Yeah.
right? Corporate sponsor will dive into it.
They will
It
get
won't
more
be
help-
it
they will
won't be
get
a
more help
problem
from
with
the private
finance,
sector.
right?
It's at one time our organization, we was only getting help from the private sector back then. That in the 80s, and I was
Well,
only private sector.
one have to bear in mind that there's allotment from the ministry towards these developments. And if it is that we realize that we're not getting the support of the ministries, there is ways and means to appeal to the PS and the relevant authority to find out from that document across here. I can't remember the format that we use, where a set of names is there. I write the set of names are in type up up here. No, nada. The one with the set of names that in type up, but you yourself write, yes. The format through freedom of information, right? Yeah. That strategy to get ministries to report as to where the funding gone, or why it is there is a discrimination as to why we not getting, why the community is not accessing these type of funding. They will surely just have to answer, and we could take some action in terms of this
whatever
format.
Whatever the default they might
All
make.
right,
Yeah.
and that is the format we will be using in terms of our petition to find out, well, why HDC allowed the police to take the 2 billion. One was to be a police post, the other was to go towards the development of the community, whether it's a homework center, whether it's areas to develop the community, the mothers, the single parents, and things like that. All right? So we have our work cut out for us in terms of how we win our battle. Because for whatever reason, the poor always is being trampled upon in terms of, betterment.
Yeah.
And, we have to avoid the neglect.
That's why we all like people like Black Stallion and the Shadows and the Pink Panthers. These are the fellas.
These is
give me
advocate.
instant. These were the people that give us the incentive to go forward and keep the fight when comforting for the community.
Well,
these were the advocates.
Well, one of the things
the
we have
mindset
here
people.
at Seapost is a studio, a music studio, a song recording studio, whereby as well as a video production unit.
What? I want to come. I have a song to sing, Mr. Morgan.
Well, we have
Chase
that.
Charlie on the train.
We have that.
Take care of the rubbish problem.
Right, but we want
You have a garbage problem in the country.
we
Chase Charlie
want
on the
the
train.
public to be aware of these possibilities, these opportunities where they could utilize to be a better citizen of the country.
Yeah.
Instead of being bad boys,
Bad boys
and
only.
we've been
Put on the gun, they can take a
considered as hotspot areas.
Put on the gun, they can hold a pen. You understand? You don't need to have a gun
No,
to
well,
prove your point or to make a point. You understand?
We
There's
can
other ways.
mention of we're trying to get away from the negative thought. So we don't have no gun to put on. We have no pickaxe to put on. What we need to do is appeal to the relevant authority, all right, to give people the opportunity to excel and to be better, to be improved in the sense of the offspring being better citizen of the nation.
And it will help them too, you know, because we're the nation of Penny Commission, Brian Lara, the guy who won the javelin competition, Ganga, the man who carried the first T20 team in the world.
So,
we have a lot of talent in the country.
So if we
You
get
understand?
the
need them
necessary support as
what
these
we
people,
will be seeing them talent.
get and being stars in the world,
We will be
right?
seeing it.
If we get an extra
Some
push
pushes.
from the powers that be,
Yeah.
the political directorates, all right, the opposition,
You understand?
the governing party, we surely the citizen will be more successful
We have role
citizen.
models. You are a role model, Mr. Morgan. I walk around with you a couple of times and I watch young people calling you out. They're making sure and establish fact that they know you and they thank you for the whatever assistance they get
contribution that
because
they have
you
made
made to their family.
to have a little-
I love that because I get a lot of that too sometimes, depending on what area I turn up in. And that has given me the motivation to do more for my community,
Well,
do
Mr.
more for my
Sylvester,
country.
I want to thank you for joining us with the Michael Morgan Show.
Sure.
And I want to appreciate this contribution that you make. And each week, every Saturday, we will show this on a Wednesday. We will start to show this on a Wednesday. And we really want to sort of expand the audience base so that other people will come. It's a grassroots organization just highlighting things that are affecting the community. And we're not on that, all this other political analysis and so on, but we just want to share to the wider public what is affecting us and what we could do to change it. One of the issues is employment situation. We need more employment for our citizens, especially in these communities, and we have areas where we could create our own employment opportunity. So we want an audience, right? Right now we are waiting on the East Port of Spain Development Company to assist us with a program. We believe very strongly of that program being a success, and that will trigger off a lot of our problem. It will minimize the crime situation.
Yeah, because young people have something to do. The whole sequence where young people is concerned is by not having things to do to occupy the free time that they can use.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
You have to produce things or do things that they can occupy the time with.
The point I'm making is that we don't have to go to appealing for a different industry, a plant or something like that. We don't have that in Port of Spain. So the point I am making here is that if you give us an opportunity to have a kitchen garden and to have our grow box and to have our little industry, our small industries, right? Like agro-processing and so on.
Yeah.
We could mind ourselves, we could engage in entrepreneurship among ourselves and be the next businessmen of tomorrow. taking care of our families and so on.
We
And
need to keep creating the people for tomorrow. The
Correct.
past is the past, the present is the present, but we need these past and present
And-
to make sure we future
and if
strong
this
and safe.
positive aspect is encouraged, all right, we will minimize a lot on crime. This is a crime buster program that we're trying to
knock
deal
down
with.
knock down the stigmatization that is happening in the community.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
So an appeal is going out to the relevant political directorate to please pay attention to the appeal that various organizations have decided to come together. We're going to be struggling for certain improvement to the community, and don't see it as a sort of them we's bad boys or we's some kind of negative thing. Because
some in society do like
in America, when anytime somebody want to talk for the right, them is communists. Them is guerrilla fighters and all kind of things.
Taliban.
We don't want to adopt that. We not to adopt that sense of thinking, right? Everybody is on Israel getting bombed and all of a sudden.
Hamas.
We strain a little bit here, but the point is, where poor people they see different to the 1% and the different
Matter of fact, the poor people know more what's going on than the people
Right.
who getting paid to know what's going on.
The point I'm making here, when there was the Ukraine war, there was a cry, down with Russia, up with Ukraine. What for what reason? When you examine it more closely, Ukraine want to bring the armament next to Russia. America would not tolerate Russia coming in the backyard of America.
Russia would not tolerate America coming in the backyard.
Correct. Right? So hence the reason they must have a fallout. So in return now they will arm Ukraine to fight Russia. And you know what is the reason for that? Because Russia telling themselves, well, all right, they have certain rights as well to go into Africa and support the freedom fighters there, while there is an obstacle to America.
Israelites.
Let's come back to Trinidad, where we are appealing to the government to please be compassionate to the community. We're trying to bring about
some form of
proper governance for members of the community. Right? We seem to be at
the people that make it, who is putting up, who is making the effort, back us, support us, give us the necessary funding we need, help us, you know what I mean?
But you think that will be a reality?
Yes, because it had been a reality. Some might be a little more drastic. It had be a little more drastic, but
no. We have an experience where various councillors there's be at loggerhead with members of the community. For what reason? Them alone know. We have certain instances where the MP of a particular area or various areas does always be at loggerhead with certain. There doesn't be at loggerhead with businessmen, you know. There's businessmen friends. But community activists that conviction is to sort of bring improvement to the community. There is be at loggerhead with that. What kind of politics that seem to be represent? Tell me something.
It's come right back down to the fundings again.
Nothing to do with funding. Let me repeat what I'm saying. Today's politics, you will find councillors waging war against members of their constituents, members of the burgesses, members of the community, waging war in the sense that there's friends with the bad boys, right? They don't go around with the bad boys with that kind of a politics. But they will go around a person who telling themselves they feel free to exploit, to sort of, to sort of demonize and so on.
As it bunks up one time when we was arguing for fighting for a playground, the people who they getting support from, or they believe they getting support from, or not getting any backlash from, they are the ones they want the support. But sometimes they are not the people who actually doing the actual work in the community. Where they believe they're getting the support from, they are not the people
when
who
they tend to be positive, you just get a fight from the powers that be.
You understand?
And we have to acknowledge that and find a way to deal with that situation. Because them just be there for 5 years, sometimes they get re-elected, But it doesn't be there forever. No.
And then the political side of it too. It have the political side of it. We're looking for vote, hunting for vote, especially when coming near election time within projects.
And nothing to do with vote. If you perhaps the impression is that you is not favor their particular party or their persuasion, right? There seems to be some kind of thing that this one is not favorable, but then it's for the benefit of the community. This particular influence or this particular person or group just be more or less pioneering about.
And they are the right group to handle the situation that they like, for instance, like a drain where bursts and the water run all over the place. They are the one who are the know-how and they help to make the job go faster and cheaper for the community.
I agree with you. And the fact remain that the politicians shouldn't be playing politics with the constituents. They're playing a lot of politics. Look, we try to get a Baco to embark on certain development
problems. It's problems,
right?
That, yeah.
The councillor decide that she taken that initiative where we fight for, where we supposed to get the Baco to clean up, and so she take the Baco and go on some kind of other program.
I didn't want to think of where they're going because they do what they want when they want, how they want,
right?
And not
so
what
there's a lot of biasness and position they're taking, political position. And so we in power, we could take advantage on you. You is not to be part and parcel of the development.
You can't dictate to them or ask them
at the community.
You understand? But
so we want to bring these things to the political directorate, the Prime Minister, looking to your party members and alienating more and more the constituents who they expect to get vote from. They're somehow creating marginal seats in areas which basically is stronghold of the PNM.
Always. It has always been like that. And
we always,
are the one to make that
constituency like ours, always champion the PNM, although we have been neglected by the PNM. And when we tell them we are getting neglected and we need some improvement, they're classifying that as what? some statement won't tell me.
Second and also second. I don't want to think about it.
At my next podcast, I'll find out whether a person brand me as, because I won't get support from the PNM anymore because I talk my mind.
They say we don't support PNM. We supported anybody that is supporting us.
Correct. That will do improvement and stand
we want our young people working. We have structural infrastructure work. We want that's everything we need. That's different than the Duncan Street community center without the police take over. We need to make these. We need to get these things back in place because we will be overrun by the other side. Crime.
Correct. I agree with you, Mr. Dave.
That center is a milestone for that area.
I agree with you there. And when we sort of campaigning, when we sort of lobbying, when we advocating for change, and we trying our best to sort of bring about change and so on for improvement of the community.
And what the government don't take into consideration, especially these MPs, Southeast Port of Spain school there, this is a 7-year school.
Yes.
It's a prestigious, one of the most prestigious schools in Trinidad and Tobago. That school produced a lot of scholars. I mean, professional people. And look the area and you go to tell me that Duncan Street cannot get back the building for the community center. You know what I mean? Think about
There's a need for a community center on Duncan Street. Especially when AGC designate a building to go towards the community. And we are appealing to the PTS, the AGC, the Prime Minister to intervene and give back the building to the community. And correct this wrong
right.
So, Mr. David again, I'd like to thank you and hoping that we could get another guest who could highlight certain issues that are affecting the community. Because these issues basically, we have our story to be told, right? And we are telling our story. This is a medium where we could tell the story over social media. All right, because we can't go.
One way I say, my brother, I say, one way to talk.
Right, we can't go to the TV6, the TV6 and so on to get point of views like this. So thank you, viewers, and see you all next week.
It's a pleasure to be here. Guys, keep all the hands up, keep the struggle on. Blessings.
Okay. Thank you.